You know that band Dishwalla? Another conspiracy. High chair, they call it. I sat in this thing, 17 bong rips. And I was just as high if I took like 17 bong rips in a normal chair. Stupid. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a well-adjusted adult, does not feel the need to make strangers uncomfortable. I do. Then like the awkwardness equivalent of punching someone through the sky. As you can see, I'm a man of wealth, and I want to share secrets of how I've acquired this wealth with others. There's a poor mindset and there's a wealth mindset. What poor people do with money is they spend it on needed goods, services, and entertainment so they can survive. And what rich people do with money is they take it from the work that the poor people do, and they just keep it and pay the poor people the minimum that they need. So what you want to do is own a successful company that employs people that you then exploit. The poor mindset is, I have to go get a job. The rich mindset is, I want to destroy natural resources to get a profit and then ship factories overseas so that the fomenting anger of the Republican base at being displaced from their jobs can result in lower tax rates for you, the wealthy person, because they're working against their own interests twice, first at the workplace and then at the voting booth. That's economics. Here's a colorful way you can paint your room when you just drink a bunch of food coloring. If you're too squeamish to use real paint, go for food coloring, but paint does work and it works quicker. And then just stand in the middle of your room when your stomach can't take it anymore, and helicopter around your room will look like nobody else's. I don't like it when you're like afraid of a goat and then that goat like casts a spell on you that like makes it materialize in front of you at midnight every night, and it does that scream just like in the Thor movie. It does that scream. I hate that. Look, I don't just do impressions, okay? I take them out to dinner first, show them a good time, and I make tender love to them. I mean, let me give you an example. So one time, I took this impression out to dinner, showed them a wonderful time, and made love to them. Hey there, guys. Today we're going to learn how to milk a cat. You have to be very careful. This is a male cat who has been fixed, so it's very difficult. First, you have to reach deep into the kitty's soft fur and give him lots of pet-pets. He's a good kitty. Then you have to nuzzle the kitty. Look at his pretty eyes. He's such a good kitty. You're such a good kitty. Then you have to squeeze the kitty's backside until glop pops out. Sift through it for the white parts and then put them in a baby bottle and give it to a little kid. This is your right, me little biscuit. Plop, plop, plop. Miss M.O.P. represent, hey, all is fair. One last look at the place. These are all pickles. These are all pickles. These are all like little onions. This is mustard. This is all like salad dressing. Looks like that's ketchup and mustard. This is ketchup and mustard. These are bacon bits. This is like Chick-fil-A sauce, so it's utter urine. That's ketchup, barbecue sauce. Pelvis suffers America, where a pelvis can be free and a veteran. Here with more tips on how you can put your wealth to work for you. Why work for the things you need? Certain nights of the week, different neighborhoods, different night, every night of the week. It is garbage night. People are taking their trash out. So I stopped by these people's house, and at first I thought they were stupid because they're leaving all these resources out here in the trash to find. But then I looked through and I realized they're smart. There's nothing in here I can use, like soiled diapers and stuff. I've got plenty of those back home. So I'm just going to go on to the next house and hope I find something a little more useful. But this is a wealth tip. I've infiltrated the Borg ship. They're not responding to me. I think that I should be able to upgrade their CPUs without being assimilated. That they've got 32 teraflops, which is a lot better than what they have now. I want to help them colonize the Virgo supercluster. I forgot wheat thins, and now like these cups, you can just throw them away. That's so wasteful, and I'm going to throw away everything in the store as a protest and waste it. If you've seen any small gray pigeons in the Modesto or greater Modesto region that answer to Frederique and are especially personally forward with young brunette women with shoulder-length hair, please report, urgent matter, please report. Go on. New song, it goes, rip off your It's a conspiracy. Check this out, wheat thins, 100% whole wheat. So on the top, somebody got paid more than we'll ever make in a year. So write, open for 100% awesome. But there's no trademark symbol after it. So that legally frees me up to write it in emails when I'm inviting bands to open for my annual socialist barn raising and feminist stamp collecting bar mitzvah. Snowflakes only! Next up, tiny little log cabin from downstate. It's Marissa. This little wood chip can throw languages in all 4 colors, and she can tie her shoe to a wall in less than 14. Let's give it down for Marissa. No one cared who I was until I put on the mask.
If I took that mask off, would it kill you?
It would be very waffles. For you.
Members of the League of Shadows, and you betrayed us.
We're going mobile. No survivors. Historic societies all over the world are removing Ghostbuster poles like this from their places near water treatment facilities so that civilians can't enjoy the benefits of having a vertical pole. I think that's nonsense. I think we should put poles in more places, take down trees to put poles. I just want to say, this place is great. You get shopping, spa, and salon all in one arrow. I mean, it's a pretty unique experience. And it's all happening inside our virtual papers. It finally happened. They kicked in the door. They were like, squids, squids. And then I knew it was over. I couldn't hide it anymore. I showed them the tank and everything, and they took them. Even Squinky. Squinky! As the geometric patterns spread and complicate, your thoughts will slow to an almost imperceptible rate and volume. You are at one with the void on the precipice of the event horizon. Nasonex. Invisible Nasonex. I can't find it. There you are. Now there's green blotches everywhere. Are you my Nasonex? Christmas salad coming. You ever get scared as crap when you're doing laundry in your scary cobwebby basement that somebody is going to come up and like stab you in the back? Like I was, and I realized it's silly because all the people that I've stabbed in the back are stacked back there, and it's never happened. No one else has ever killed. Welcome down to this episode of So You Think You Can Phytoplankton.
Welcome up to this week's Horizon of Dawn.
And a human matchstick. Carotid artery. Rotted material. Death attack. Did you know the first fossilized cheese was found in the ancient French village of Du Fromage in 1932 by Prussian scientist Yugoslav Viktorovich, somewhere near the Basque region in the 80s? It's true. It's a fact. Does smoking affect your mucus production? Does poking affect your tuchus, my duckling? What's the MacGuffin of this pursuit? Is it your boot? There's a great tip when you're like in a conversation with like a stranger and they're getting your case, or like a cashier and they're driving you nuts because they're like requesting identification and stuff. Just turn pink, turn purple, turn green, and they'll be like, "What the?" And you'll be like, and they'll be, They call me Bogart Wilson because they say I Bogart all the Wilsons. And I do like my Wilsons, but I hate that nickname. I hate it. Life hack, jab a giant, knife slash, cut through your palm. They ain't important, chop through them like that Chef Ramsay Gordon. This is like Forrest Gump and shit. This is like Forrest Gump and shit. For the next step, you want to apply 2 pieces of wood, and then take 2 additional pieces of wood and apply those. You should have a triangular formation of 3 pieces of wood with a cross-lateral support beam of that 4th piece of wood. Next, break it over your face and scream in agony. Why did you do this? Someone on one of my other videos was complaining about my voice, and I frankly think they're just jealous, honestly. To some, impressions are an art, and they truly inhabit the soul of the subject of their impersonation. To others, it's a science. They study the mannerisms, they put in the time, and they get to a place others unmatched by pure instinct. There are still others who combine the two and infuse their rendition with a kind of reality that making it hyper real and thus more true to the subject of the impersonation than the real life subject themselves. And then there's what I do. Let me give you an example. I transcend all those other categories with my ability to render an impression that is beyond parallel. And you're welcome. They said, describe who you are in just a couple words. And I said, you put yourself a dash and then a whole bunch of 7 plus 1s. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, because I'm a multi-8. Talk about conspiracy again. They said that this, like, concentrate of drug weed can get you high if you, like, vape it. Huh? I vape it for an hour. I feel it's total bullshit, man. I got ripped off. Yeah, these flying fish band know what I'm talking about. What up? Pinky. But this shit didn't get me high. Stone cold sober like a fox. Warning alert, vaping this shit is a total ripoff. Can we take a second to appreciate that Google is creepy and we just accept it? I just got a notice from Google. How was the place you were at yesterday? They want me to review it. And I'm like, and I'm like, if I just got a text from somebody that I kind of knew and they're like, how was the place you were at yesterday? I would be like, holy crap. And with Google, I'm like, yeah, you know everywhere I go and how many steps I take and my heart rate and stuff. That's normal. Thousands of people have access to that information. I'm sure they're not looking me up specifically, but they could. That is weird. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me today, Mr. Lennon. I like your pants very much, and my producers have given me a copy of your music to check out sometime. Do you like pants? Pants on my thing. I love to wear pants on my butt. My inner voice when going to the bathroom until about age 27. You are on trial for pooping! So far, it's like nothing has happened. Like, they don't notice. I don't know if it's that they don't go over there because I didn't crash it into the house because I just disassembled it and reassembled it. I don't know if they think there's always been a howitzer in there. I've got a mint condition Captain Crunch memorabilia catalog from 1852 signed by President Henry Adams right before he split the atom. So if you would like it, please boil your fax number to 2222. You're bad, so crying to the vodka glass you're staring in. Even Nancy couldn't get my ass to care again. What? Even Tanya hardly give a shit. I have a fucks-giving deficit. That's the truth of it. Some catchy hook about ice skating and how you suck. That ties the whole thing together and makes it rock. But that isn't it. I kinda blew it at the end, motherfucker. Organic exponential growth. It's what I promise you. Not organic linear growth and not artificial exponential growth. It's a 2-step process. Follow me. Get a giant petri dish, fill it with everything you need to survive. Step 2, get a honey. Oh, I can hear what you're saying. Won't you do it to me? Yeah. And can you see it won't take the jaws of love to fry open your way? To fry open your way. How to hurt an ant, stamp the sucker flat. How to hurt a stick, snap it on your knee and let it stick. How to hurt a cat, stamp the sucker flat. How to hurt a tick, burn it till it clicks. It's becoming all too obvious that there's suppression of this important news. Bands of ravenous Herrerasaurids have been sighted all across the upper northeast of North America and the lower southwest regions of Central America, and they are spreading. This is not a large theropod. It's not getting the attention that a Tarbosaurus or Albertosaurus infestation would get. But these are mean creatures. They're very basal theropods, very important to the lineage of dinosaurians, and they are incredibly violent. Their snouts are filled with razor-sharp fangs, and they are willing to kill. They've acquired the taste for human flesh, and they're going after the fatties in America because they got the most of it. So, myself included, I have got Herrerasaur repellent. It is keeping me safe for now. They just kind of snap at me and then they go, ugh. But when the rest of the populace runs out, we're going to start looking more tasty too. I'm a little worried. I'm getting some attention for this like really popular channel I started 2 months and a day ago. Like it's way more popular than I ever expected. I've been getting kind of weird attention that I don't really like. People keep like trying to sniff my crotch, and they like dress like dogs. Urgent reminder to all viewers in the tri-western area to immediately stop snorting dogs. There's been an urgent recall, repeat, urgent recall of all dog insulfation behavior starting today, immediately, around the clock, repeatedly, over and over. And when the people were telling me about the soup problem, I said, why would you wear that? And they're saying, no, I'm saying soup. I said, I know, look at yourselves. And they looked down and their bodies were just scalding and steam was rising and the welts were just forming before my eyes. And I looked at them. As the process intensifies, you may feel the urge to delicately defecate in your pants. Do not fight this urge. It is natural. It is part of the healing process that began when you drank the tea of the ancients. Do not let the fire in your heart go cold with fear. This natural death of your ego is but part of the process. Soon you will feel an almost ice-like feeling begin to spread from your toes and fingers. This is not because you are about to lose your toes and fingers, but you must massage them carefully because of the vasoconstriction. Also massage your temples. Unfortunately, you may not massage your brain. As the swirling patterns coalesce into three-dimensional angular variforms, you know that phase 3 is almost complete. Soon you will meet the elves, and they will teach you their wisdom. Do not resist them. They are powerful. Do not anger them. They are powerful. The elves hold the key, and the geometric designs will become clear. If you are a guy who tries to be nice to people who are not guys, what you should do is look for these red flags in peers, and if you see them, pee on them. Okay? Red flag number 1. Are there any females at the party? Person who asks a question like this and calls the presence of women females is looking at them instrumentally as is there going to be a kegger? Is there going to be a bunch of pot some guy has? They are not thinking of them as people. They are bad. So last night I got this chick to do this and that. This is a person who wants to describe his sexual encounters to people he doesn't know super well in terms of what he got someone to do. He's probably going to be in prison soon. One of my sex slaves almost got out of the dungeon. Females, am I right? If a friend, acquaintance, or co-worker mentions having a sex dungeon or sex slaves, please call the authorities as soon as you can get safely out of their environment. Tell you that, Duck. His wing weren't so dark. His wing weren't dark at all. Pa-pow! You know they say you can't shoot the dog and duck hunt? Then they weren't using the right type of gun. My TV went pa-plah! You know how they say if you yell at Kelsey Grammer on TV shows, he can't hear you? Well, he sure could yell at it. You know how, like, when my ex-wife found my shrine to Kelsey Grammer and all the hair, and she said, how'd you get this? And I said, people put stuff on eBay, and she's like, I'm telling the authorities. And I was like, wow. Remember, I call it the Kelsey Grammer hole in the backyard where I hid my ex-wife after she asked too many questions. What a safe, lovely... Oh, you know what that means. Latest in node elimination. The plasma pistol. Blast your enemies to hell! Nature Pete here. It's 4:30 a.m. I'm hunting the elusive North American suburban cougar, and I ain't talking about Courtney Cox. Serious issue here. The city has contracted me to find, capture, train this cougar, and then deliver it to this sort of underground neighborhood circus that the mayor runs for the Richie Riches. I didn't want to do it. But the money was good and his daughter's hot. I've been laying in wait. I found the lair of the cougar. I've been laying in wait for 3 hours. I've eaten all its young with about a gallon of open pit sauce. So it'll really fixate on me as a target. So now I can go inside and take a shower, get all that sauce and blood off, and just kind of come back. And then I can make a necklace out of all their bones. That'll help me train it too, because it won't be as attached to its young. Anyway, Nature Pete here. I'm real gross. I gotta go clean up. Why must we sexualize our babies? God, what was up with that song, weirdo? There's an entity so foul that Sleep Out Stevens has been forced to call the Beep Beep Patrol. Last I heard of it, wordles leaping over hurdles. I don't know nothing. But you must know that's insane. That's insane.
It's time to stretch out your neck, grab some scissors and snip. You gotta chop off and ball to the tip, you fucking subbrick.
I'm sorry, Alf. I'm having a rough day. I think I flushed my diaper down the toilet. I'm down in the dumps. Don't be blue. You didn't flush that diaper. I didn't. That's a great comfort to me, Alf. Where would I find, pray tell me where I would find my beloved duty diaper? In my tummy. I ate it with about 35 pounds of domestic house cat. That's about 4.5 strays on average. Oh, Alf, how do you eat half a... No, never mind. I don't want to know. Just... Oh, Alf. My diaper. I may be a carburetor salesman, but I'm also a voter. And the things I'm hearing have got me nervous. When I'm lowering taxes for my family, it boggles me to hear that the state capital is lowering them up. Oh, high tax increase. That's what we're getting from the government now. High tax increase. With my plan, with my 42-part plan, parts 40 backwards to 1 are get rid of the guy. 41 and 42 or do something better than that. Don't give the pig poker a chance. That's how they move their pig poking principles and act like it's normal. It's not normal. It's because you grow up on a farm. That's not normal. Hey, and another thing. Well, I'm at it. My friend was telling me this conspiracy. Every president in American history ever, even Trump, has been at some point and they were connected to it, whether they knew it or not. It was some kind of secret. What's that smell? It's putrid. All right, this one is Jack Nicholson. You're goddamn right I ordered the code red. I'd been playing Call of Duty for 3 hours and I was parched. The very first episode of Star Trek Next Generation, back when it was really good, before it got cheesy in season 3 and beyond, there was an encounter at Farpoint, and they'd unraveled the mystery at the end. They realized it was the jellyfish energy beings that were able to manifest things. But people were trapping them by not giving them sufficient energy to leave because they liked their manifestation abilities. And as they were confronting the leader of the colony there, I believe Groppler Zorn was his name, or maybe Groppler was a title, he says something. They're saying, you know, you're trapping them here to do these things, and you're giving them insufficient energy, and they need to be fed. And the line, I believe the way it was intended to be said was like he's all indignant. He's like, and we, I think you're supposed to be like, and we did feed it. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. But he turns into this Tolkienian archaic weirdness where he's like, and we did feed it. And even when I was a little kid and first saw it, I was like, what? Groppler? People get him.
Wanna go with?
People get him. People get him. People get him. I don't know a lot of these. People get him. Drape this people get him over my turlet. Hey crew, I just got back from the Tim Heidecker and the Very Good Band show. And it was sort of the last minute. My wife couldn't go. Her father-in-law couldn't watch the kids. So I wore this 80s women's maternity shirt so my wife wouldn't worry I'd be too irresistible. They're playing this old Sugar Ray song in the grocery store. And it's like, how many places did he have to go to before the one that made him write the song happened? Like he says, you know, he's like, this place is warm, but there's cares here. And they get him like, well, this place doesn't have any care, but it's kind of cold. And then finally he gets to the place, whatever he's thinking about, 1998. He's like, oh, this place is warm and utter lack of cares. Song. I think it's his creative process is really beautiful. The first step is pooping. The second step is scooping. You're a lazy dude and you're a waste of a life. Step is sleeping. The third step is weeping. You're a lazy lout who causes nothing but strife. Joss Whedon had a really good character arc for Thor in that first Avengers movie. It was at first he goes for 5 seconds at the end of every scene, but towards the end he's like, and the Hulk punches him. So it's like just seeing that transition from like guy who It's a guy who's like, oh, there's a walrus in my heart. And we never want to be a parrot. And I never want to be a parrot sitting on the shoulder of a parrot that's older. Oh! To the really cowardly guy who wrote like 19 comments in a row about how I look like I like to hang out in basements and then erase them all when he realized he looked like a total dupe, even though I look stupid and he looked so much stupider. Well, let me tell you this. If you think I look like I like to hang out in basements, I think you like to whip your thing out at raisin. You like to hiss and flip your now with audible laser. You like the wellspring mouth now of inaudible danger. A cotton swaddle of manger. You're an edible bread is anathema to life. You're an edible bread is anathema to life. Bam! And your brain is gone. You must find the turtles and eliminate them. What was the audition like for that character? They were like, we want you to be a brain octopus inside a bald guy robot mad at turtles. And he's like, I can do that. What would you get? What did you say? Nature Pete here. I want to talk to you today about Bobby Bengal Slayer here to show you how you can. Oh my God, that's repulsive. Wait, is that actually shit? Mike. So I walked into this bar and they were like, get the fuck out. You're the guy who poured all that turpentine on Stevie last time. And I was like, I didn't pour it on Stevie. I dumped it all. Oh my God, my dick is out. That's right, my fuzzy guy. We do only eat the slow and the sick ones. And the babies, Daddy? That's right, my fuzzy guy. And the babies. They taste the most delicious because they're the stupidest. Is that why holy shit, I just stepped in dog shit again. Why is there dog shit everywhere? Why does my dick keep popping out?